This is Igbo Area
I would like to look at some materials by Sylvia Leith Ross. This person I'm talking about wrote about the Igbos, and this was published in 1939. The African Woman, a study of Igbo Nigeria. I want you Igbos to understand who you are, what God has deposited in you. Sylvia Leith Ross wrote about that Igbo millionaire. In 1939, Sylvia Leith Ross finally published her book, African Women, a study of the Igbo of Nigeria, after about 3 years of field work. Please note that this book was published before the Second World War started. She made some observations about Ndi Igbo, which I will quote. Now let's go. Finance may be his form of creative art, and when he has perfected himself in that art, he may turn to others of a more aesthetic nature. Could one compare him to the Jew who concentrates narrowly upon the acquisition of wealth, but who, having gained it, so often turns it to so much good purpose, both social and artistic? One could almost risk the statement that the Igbo will make a good millionaire, and that is a rare compliment. It is only in the process of becoming a millionaire that he may grate upon us. That's page 322. True to her predictions, the first black African on the continent to become a millionaire was Sir Louis Philip Odumegwu Ojukwu, an Igbo man from the town called Nnewi. Sir L.P.O. Ojukwu used his wealth for all the good political, educational, and economic causes, including laying the solid foundation upon which Nnewi built their transportation and automotive industries that are still surging today. My question is, why is it that anyone who studied the Igbos always compared them to the Jews? Could this be mere coincidence? We'll be discussing about the billionaires in the eastern Nigeria. This is to inspire young ones that in your gene there is that power to make wealth. God has deposited it in you Igbos. So we'll be sharing stories and materials about certain Igbo billionaires in order to inspire upcoming ones. Today we'll be looking at Innoson, Ibeto, and the rising men from Nigeria's east. Or some people will say rising men from Biafra. Innoson Chukwuma and Cletus Ibeto are arguably two of the fastest rising Nigerian industrialists. There are many rising industrialists, but these ones are arguably two of the fastest rising Nigerian industrialists. Meanwhile, I want to maintain there are many billionaires in Eastern land, but our focus today is Innoson and Ibeto. They are natives of Nnewi, the second largest city in Anambra State, southeastern Nigeria. Both men are front runners of a crop of manufacturing-focused entrepreneurs emerging to national limelight from a city where business is the way of life. Innoson and Ibeto own the two largest conglomerates in eastern Nigeria. Innoson Group of Companies is a diversified parent company with several businesses, one of which is Innoson Vehicle Manufacturing Company, the first indigenous automaker in the country. Cletus Ibeto Group, worth of $5 billion, houses some of the country's leading companies. One of its business subsidiaries is Ibeto Cement, the second largest indigenous cement manufacturer in Nigeria. Two men, one heritage. The both men, veterans of over 2 decades in manufacturing enterprise, are considered rising stars in Nigerians' Africa's industrial circles, reflects the challenge manufacturing-focused entrepreneurs in the Nnewi have faced and the current successes that they are starting to enjoy. The people of eastern Nigeria, predominantly of the Igbo tribe, are renowned across the country for their trade exploits, especially in the importation, wholesale, and retail of commodities. However, Nnewi, nicknamed the Japan of Africa, has a special reputation as Nigeria's auto and auto parts manufacturing and trading hub. Innoson and Cletus Ibeto are two of the most prominent Nnewi-based manufacturers and business moguls. Like many others, they started as apprentices in retail shops before growing to become traders and then manufacturers. Innoson Chukwuma. Innoson began his trade with patent medicine, commonly known in Nigeria as a chemist, before jumping ship to motorcycle spare parts, which became the foundation of his business trajectory. In the early 1980s, he founded a trading company focused on importation, wholesale and retail of motorcycle parts and accessories, going by the name Innoson Nigeria Limited. That venture has since the last 2 decades grown into the multifaceted Innoson Group with interests in manufacturing of products ranging from plastics to different kinds of automobiles. Innoson Vehicle Manufacturing Company Limited, IVM, the auto-making subsidiary of the group, unveiled the first ever made in Nigerian cars. The vehicles built at company's Nnewi plant were made up of 70% locally sourced parts, most manufactured in the same locale. IVM is already a major supplier of buses to the country's commercial interstate transport operators. It was also contracted to supply majority of 6,000 buses to the mass transit scheme on the January 8, 2012 by the President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Recently, the Innoson Group created General Tyres and Tube Limited, which has started trial production of tires and tubes. Located in Enugu State, southeast Nigeria, the company says it can at full capacity meet the nation's automobile tire and tube needs. Now let's go to Cletus Ibeto. Although the Innoson Group currently rules the headlines, Cletus Ibeto Group was a pace-setter in automobile spare parts trading and manufacturing. Ibeto started out as a spare parts import dealer in the early 1980s, but by 1988 he stopped direct importation of lead-acid automotive battery and plastic motor accessories after setting up a factory in Nnewi. His Union Auto Parts Manufacturing Company Limited is the largest manufacturer of batteries and automotive spare parts in Nigeria. The group's interests have also expanded across automobile spare parts, cement production, energy, hospitality, petrochemicals and real estate. The Ibeto Cement Company Limited, a subsidiary of the group, has an ultra-modern cement bagging terminal in Rivers State in the Niger Delta with a purpose-built jetty that has a production capacity of 5,400 bags of cement per hour. This facility is currently the biggest in West African sub-region. The company is also building a cement plant in Ebonyi State, southeast Nigeria, which will produce 5 million metric tons of cement annually. Another subsidiary, Ibeto Petrochemicals Industry Limited, blends oil lubricants and produces various types of petroleum products for local and international markets. Its 30,000 metric ton liquid storage facility is one of the largest in Nigeria. At a point in time, Cletus was the 11th richest man in Africa by Ventures Africa with a valuation of $3.7 billion in net worth. There are several other industrialists in Nnewi. Alongside Innoson and Ibeto are several other Nnewi-based manufacturers rising to national prominence. Alex Chika Okafor, Chikasin Group of Companies. Obiajulu Uzodike's Cutis PLC. Izuchukwu Onwubenu, Louis Carter Group. Matthias Onwubenu of Omata Holdings Limited and Innocent Okafor of CENTO Group of Companies are just few of the Nnewi-based fast-rising industrialists. Although many Nnewi-based manufacturers have been in business for decades, they have enjoyed limited business growth. The dominance of foreign imports, low patronage of made-in-Nigeria goods, government sole interest in oil, and a poor infrastructure are some of the several factors that have combined to grossly limit the growth of Nnewi's manufacturing industry and indeed that of Nigeria as a whole. Regrowth is only about to begin. However, the gradual but steady rise in economic diversification, changing perception of locally made products, and increasing government attention to indigenous industrialists are joining to breathe life into Nigeria's manufacturing industry. The Nigerian automotive policy is a landmark product of this growing awareness. It's embraced by Nnewi-based auto and auto parts manufacturers, depict the policy's potential to positively impact the growth of their business. Ibeto and Innocen's rapid growth are evidence of succeeding national push to increase indigenous manufacturing. It also symbolizes an expectant boom for their kid and kin in Nnewi and manufacturers across the country. Nigeria is the highest gainer, however. The country's desperate need for jobs will be greatly eased by an expanding manufacturing industry given its immense employment potentials. The reduced dependence on imports, increased potential for exports, and significant contribution of the sector's growth to the economy are only a few of the several other benefits. Though the men from the East are not biblical magi, they come to the mainstream of Nigeria's economy bearing three gifts of industries, entrepreneurship, and national development. The current oil revenue crisis can only make Africa's largest economy embrace their gifts with passion and enthusiasm. Thanks for listening to Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. You can also visit our Facebook page and like the page. You can join our Facebook group, Igbo Area TV. God bless you and bye for now.